So the word yin in Yin Yoga is referring to or describing a type of energy. And now this yin energy is soft and still. And it's these characteristics that makes a Yin Yoga practice just so perfect for deep, deep relaxation. If you've been stressed, if your body's heightened right now, what you're looking for is a lovely deep stretch and nourishing of the body, but calming of the whole system. There isn't anything any better than yin to do that, in my opinion. So as the aim of the game today is deep relaxation, we will start our opening shavasana in a laying position. So I want you to lay down onto your back. If you find that your lower back is uncomfortable laying flat on the floor, have a bolster or a cushion under the backs of your knees. If you're fine with laying flat on the floor, you can have your legs just flat, just normal. And if you need to, you can have support under the back of the head with a cushion. You might even want a blanket over the bottom part of your legs or your feet just to stay warm for the next few minutes. So you really want your body to feel very nurtured and nourished and comfortable for the next few minutes. Once you're laying, you might want to close the eyes and just check in with how you feel. Is there anywhere that needs a little tweak, a little bit of support? Try to allow your feet to part, allow your arms to come down to the floor. Maybe take the arms away from the body. If there's some other position that would feel right for you, please do take it. It's all about feeling comfortable, your body feeling safe, supported and able to let go right now. So maybe the arms come away, maybe the palms face up, and as we close the eyes, just allowing the muscles around the eyes to soften, allowing the muscles across the forehead to soften. And the same with the jaw. Those muscles deep in the jaw are allowed to relax. The tongue is allowed to relax in the mouth. And as you soften the jaw, you may find the throat naturally relaxing. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. If not, just breathe however you need to breathe. Taking a deep, slow breath in through your nose, letting your belly rise first. And then the chest expands, and then as we breathe out through the nose, chest falls and belly falls. So again, once you get all the way down to the bottom first, back in through the nose, letting the belly rise, letting the chest expand. Letting the breath be really slow. Don't stop till you get to the top. And then out through the nose, chest falls, belly falls. Even slower this time, one more. A deep breath in through the nose, let the belly rise, let the chest expand. Breathing out through the nose, let it all fall. Don't stop until you allow that breath to fall all the way down to the end. And then just back to normal breathing. So relax your chest, relax your lungs. Let your breath just come and go freely. Your belly relax, your jaw and throat are still soft, so the breath really is just coming and going without any effort, without any forcing. You will naturally notice as you move through a yin practice that the quality of your breath changes. So for now, just let it be as it is. Allow yourself now to sense and just feel the body. So with the eyes closed, we can feel that there is a body there. And we're not imagining the body. We don't want to slip too much into imagination. We want to really settle our attention with the feeling of the body itself. Really great way to connect and to start to listen to your body. Start to feel all the different parts of your body. And let yourself start to feel into your muscles, your tissues. Start to get a sense of just how your body is maybe gripping or holding, or tensing, resisting. How is your body holding on right now? I want you to be careful not to go into judgment. We're going to spend loads of time, lots of attention given to the body over the next hour, and we don't want to be here judgmentally. We don't want to be here with these fixed ideas and of how the body should be feeling, and these judgments of how the body should be behaving, and these expectations. We want to drop those before we move into our practice. We're here as a friend. We're just listening right now, getting to know. And what you can do now is just start to allow your body, invite your body to let go. But just in tiny, tiny amounts each time you breathe out. Just as you breathe out, you're feeling your body, you're inviting your body to just give its weight over to the floor. You feel those shoulders begin to sink back into the earth. The arms give their weight to the floor. The wrists, the palms, the fingers begin to soften. Just begin. The thighs are allowed to let go, the hips. And the more you breathe out, the more you find that body just beginning to loosen, beginning to surrender. Let this be a very slow process. I want to ask you to do something today. As we move through this practice, I want you to take all of the pressure off. I don't want you to try to relax. I don't want you to force it. I don't want you to hurry it along. There's no pressure. Just be here with me today. Breathe. Give it time. And instead of trying or forcing, just allow. Just allow the relaxation to unfold. Allow the letting go to unfold. So that means letting your body do it in its own way, in its own time. So just breathe and let the tension fall away. Don't try to force it to go. Doesn't matter how slowly your body needs to let go today. I want you to trust your body. Trust your body's own innate intelligence and let it lead the way. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. We're just at the beginning. Now we're going to take what we've begun to build here, the body awareness, the connection with the body, this softer attitude of allowing things to unfold, and this rhythm of breathing out and letting go. We're going to take this with us into our postures. This is like our foundation now. So I'm going to invite you to make a little bit of movement. Maybe you point and flex your toes and you wriggle your fingers, any gentle movement that feels good to just start to wake the body. You may want to drop your head down to one side, Maybe you feel ready to just start to gently open the eyes. As you bring your feet together and your hands together, really feel for how this feels. As you take your arms up above you, you let your toes reach one direction, you let your hands and fingers reach the other, and you feel the feeling of stretch and release throughout the body. And then you let that go. Take your feet in, bend your knees, and let yourself roll to one side, supporting your head with an arm, or maybe you have a cushion there already doing the job for you. And just pause, just breathe. If your mind is busy, just take a moment here to just notice the feeling of your body, the feeling of your breath. Not forcefully, not trying very hard to concentrate, not trying very hard to control or stop the mind, but just simply noticing that there is a feeling of a body there. There's a feeling of breath moving through the nose. Don't aim for too much. Just simple, easy moments. Pressing your palm into the floor. Feel the floor beneath your palm. Bring yourself up, nice and slowly, to a seated position. We're going to come straight into caterpillar pose. So we're going to fall forwards into caterpillar in a moment, relaxing the body into a forward fold. An option here is to take a bolster, blocks, or a cushion under the legs. A bend into the legs will make the posture feel more gentle. You can make that bigger. The bigger the bend, the more gentle this posture will feel for you. So I'm going to get you to just, don't worry about where the arms are, just relax them to the sides for the moment, but just press your sitting bones into the floor like you're trying to press the floor away. Let your spine lengthen, let your crown reach up towards the ceiling. We don't want to just collapse in first of all. We want to sit up nice and tall. We need to lean forwards. And when you feel you'll get to a natural point, like your spine wants to start to round, that's where you can let that start to happen. So a yin posture is passive. We're going to slowly relax into this. Let the spine round. Allow the head to start to lower. And allow your body to just relax forward. So the neck becomes more and more relaxed. We drop the head more and more, but it's over time. You don't have to rush. The thighs are allowed to relax. So you may find your feet just slightly fall to the sides. Your arms can be placed wherever you feel your shoulders relaxing the most. So for some people that's down onto the floor. For some people that's up on the top of the legs. And the more you breathe out, the more you let go. So this is a very gradual process of breathing out and surrendering to the posture. Breathing out and letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Now, you can adjust the bend in the legs. You can also give support to the head and the neck. A bolster's great here, blocks are great. I'm going to use cushions. So you can just create a little ledge and rest your head into that. You may even have a combination of different props stacked so that your forehead is resting into a ledge. And it gives support to the neck. The head's very heavy. And when we let go of the weight of the head forwards, it can just be too much for the neck and the shoulders. So if you need that, that is there for you. Try not to support too much. In yin, we're looking for a middle ground. We want to feel stretch, but we don't want to feel too much. Shouldn't feel sharp, it shouldn't feel painful, shouldn't feel aggressive. Breathing out, letting go. Really allowing the body to settle into stillness. The more we breathe out, the more we soften, the more still we become. There's nowhere we need to rush to right now. There is nothing that we need to achieve right now. This is a letting go time. So just let that breath come and go through the nose.
And allow your body to find little ways to unwind, little ways to surrender and let go. Remember, it's very gradual, just little bit by little bit, and you'll find your body much more willing to let go as you breathe out. Try to just gently land or bring your attention to the feeling of the body, rather than feeding the mind with our attention right now. We want to just gently bring our attention to the feeling of the body, starting to just suss it all out, feel all of the different parts of the body that are there. And get that real feeling, that awareness of feeling of all of the different parts. Feeling into muscles, feeling into tissues. Really noticing where you hold and how you hold in your own body. And then just inviting, as you breathe, inviting those muscles and tissues to soften, to let go, but with no pressure. We're coming towards our last few breaths in this posture. And I just want to add here, especially if you're new to Yin, that it's totally normal to take rests from the postures even before I tell you. So if a posture just gets too much for your body, feel free to come out and rest before I tell you. But we are all ready to come out together now, so I want you to just slowly work your way up. Keep your gaze low. It kind of helps you, stops you from your gaze wandering around the room. It kind of keeps you with your body. Removing the props to the side and just resting back onto your hands for a moment. Take your feet in and just a windshield wiper movement. I'm too relaxed. My mouth stopped working. Let the knees drop from side to side. And just enjoy the movement. Enjoy the way that you can get a kind of quite a stiff feeling build up in a Yin posture, and it feels lovely to move your body afterwards. The movement is Yang. Yang is a moving energy, and it complements Yin. It complements stillness and surrender. The two just go so lovely together. So close your eyes, be in your body, enjoy this movement. Keep your breath smooth, don't hold. Stretch those legs out, point and flex those toes a few times. We're going to move into a stretch for the hips now called a box pose. So I'm going to get you to take just a cross-legged position. So just normal, no kind of half lotuses or anything like that, just a very normal cross-legged position. When you look down at your legs now, you will see a V shape. The tops of the shins making like a V shape. What I want you to do is lean back onto your fingertips and wriggle your feet forwards so that that V becomes like a straight line, sort of a straight line across the front of the shins. So basically the feet have just come a little bit further away from the sitting bones. The thighs relax, the knees drop, and this may be enough for you. If you do want to deepen this
posture, you can also just wriggle your knees closer together, keeping that straighter line across the shins, across the lower legs, just wriggling the knees a little bit closer in. So we're going to just lean forwards and we're going to come onto fingertips. Now I can feel that already, so that may be enough for you. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. If you need to move a little bit to ease the tension, do, and then soften. You may be working through your arms a little bit, but you don't need to tense and hold tension. Breathe through your nose. Just sit at that gentle edge. If your body starts to, if that feeling of stretch eases away and your body invites you in, come in deeper. Walk your hands forward. You can stay on fingertips. You can come down to palms. You can walk the hands further in front of you, or you can relax all the way down. Another option here is to have, let's say you have blocks. Let's try these out. You could do this with cushions as well. Stack something in front of you and lean into some support in a way that feels comfortable. Now, really bring your attention to the shoulders. If you're not completely relaxed forward, your arms are working, and the tendency there will be to tense up. Know that there is a difference between activating, working the muscles, and tensing, holding tension. So try to soften those shoulders, let the shoulder blades drop towards the waistline. You can let your head stay quite neutral, or you can drop your head forwards. And just let the breath do the work. So if you're with your mind right now, if you're really kind of listening, paying attention to what your mind has to say to you right now. And we feed the mind by paying attention to it, following it around, giving it weight and importance. So rather than what your mind has to say being really important and interesting, you want to just shift your attention to your body and just start to become curious, start to become more interested in the feeling of your own body. Spend more time listening, feeling into the muscles, feeling into the tissues, noticing where you hold, where you grip. Where have you been holding that stress? Where have you been holding that resistance or that fear? Breathe with your body, spend time in your body, be in your body. And just enjoy this space and this time to be able to just do nothing else other than find little ways to unwind, little ways to let go. If any of you are finding this is too strong on your knees, I just want to show you something that's an alternative, a straight leg with one leg over the top. That might feel better to you. Just leaning forward, you'll get the benefit of a stretch down the back of the leg as well. And it's just a gentle way to start to work the hips. So this option is here if your knees start to hurt. Breathing out and letting go. So all we're doing, just finding little ways. It might be in the jaw, the tongue, the throat. It might be in the hands, the palms, the fingers or the wrists. Maybe it's in the hips and the thighs. And coming towards the end on this side. Last few breaths. Is there anywhere in your body right now that wants to let go? So coming up slowly And just take note of what leg is on top, what leg is on the bottom, because you're going to swap round in a moment. Take your props to the side, if you've been using props, and just rest back. You will feel, it's quite an uncomfortable feeling, I would say, in the hips with this one sometimes. So it feels good to just take those legs back out and just release. If you close your eyes, you'll feel a rush of blood, a rush of energy, change in temperature, all different things happening where we've been moving the energy around the body. So there's a big energetic component to yin. Maybe you want to take your feet in, maybe you want to drop your knees from side to side again. Again, just enjoying the yang, the movement that complements the stillness and the yin. Soften the face, soften the breath. So soft, relaxed lungs and belly as we breathe. Okay, we'll come on to the other side. So whatever leg you had on top, you want to switch around now. So same thing again. You want to just normal cross-legged position, lift the feet up until there's more of a straight line than a V across the lower legs, the shins. Maybe the knees come closer together. The closer together these knees come, the more we get this deep stretch that we're aiming for in the hips. So find your perfect edge. Some of you, if the hips are super tight here and everything's screaming at you, you may want to just go back to a really normal cross-legged position, something that's a little bit more gentle, and just fold forward from there. So you find your version of these postures. We're all so different, and we're different on different days. So you may feel a little bit more tight on one hip than the other, so just go in kind of fresh, open, just listening to what your body needs from you. Folding forwards, maybe you start just on fingertips. It's great to come into these postures gradually. It's really good to not just go bam, straight up against your deepest edge. It's great to just go really gentle, really, really gentle to start, and just breathe and just let your hips get used to what you're doing, and they'll start to feel safe and they'll start to relax. And then they're kind of inviting you in. If that feeling of stretch eases away, then maybe you take your hands more in front of you and you gradually take yourself forwards. Maybe for you it's so comfortable to come all the way down. Maybe instead of resting your forearms into a block, you rest your head. Maybe you're using cushions or a bolster. So gradually easing your way in with respect, with love, listening to what that body needs from you, letting it feel safe. Maybe closing the eyes, becoming aware of the feeling of the body once more. This feeling of the body acts as an anchor, somewhere to bring your attention back to again and again. Get curious, that really helps. What's here to notice? What's here to find that you haven't already found? As you breathe, where in your body is ready to let go right now? Allow softness to arise, allow stillness to arise. There's nothing to do other than breathe and find little ways to let go. Nothing else matters right now. And whenever you feel yourself feeding that mind with your attention, just relax. Whatever mental effort had started, just relax it, let it fall away. Whatever thought was there, whatever subject was coming in, breathing out. Not only does the body relax, but the mind relaxes too. We let that mental effort just die off and fall away. And we come back to be curious, to spend our time in the body, feeling and noticing, and breathing and inviting.
And practice letting your attention rest in the body, like there's nowhere else for it to go. Don't try and force your attention to stay. Don't try and concentrate. It's too yang-like, too much effort. Just let your attention relax and rest and settle in the body with the body. So anywhere in your body as we come towards the end of our time, even now, anywhere that just wants to let go right now. Lovely stuff. We'll walk up slowly. Take your time. Remember, you can keep your gaze low, your eyes closed, so you stay in your own bubble, in your own space, and you're not distracted by the room around you. Placing your props to the side and really enjoying the feeling of relief as you lean back onto your hands and you stretch those legs out. Maybe you just want to lay here and be still for a moment. Maybe you don't want movement right now. Maybe you want to bob your legs up and down. Point and flex your toes around. Or maybe you do want movement. Maybe you need those windshield wipers. Maybe you drop your head down in the opposite direction and you also take a little twist through your spine. We're all different. We need different things in different moments in our practice. Breathing through the nose, allowing everything to stay as soft as it can. And just being here in this moment. Let this moment be simple. And enjoy it. Enjoy the simplicity, the enjoyment of just moving, being in your body. And we're going to come into a really lovely back bend, my favourite pose in Yin now. It's a reclined butterfly. So I'm going to show you this posture using a bolster. You don't need one. You can just stack a couple of cushions behind you and that will do the job for you. So you want the cushions to be landing kind of center of your back as you come backwards. If you're using the bolster, take the bolster up into the small of your back. And we're going to take the feet onto the floor and slowly ease back over the bolster or the cushions. So take your time, easing back slowly. And you can, some of you may really like a cushion under the back of the head here. You can see my neck is quite crunched back. Remember, this is all about letting your body feel safe and supported. So that cushion can work really well in conjunction with the bolster. So you can just stay here for a moment and breathe. You can take your arms down to the side and maybe this is just right for you. Some of you may want to add in a little bit of a hip stretch. So you might want to take your heels close in, let your knees fall out to the side and let your soles of your feet meet together. Now another option here is to support under your thighs. If the hip stretch feels good, but it feels just a bit too strong. And you might have cushions under the thighs and a little cushion or a roll blanket under the back of the neck. Your arms can just relax down to the sides. You may want to, the higher up you take your arms, the more you find you get stretched through the chest. So some people may want their arms out at like 90 degrees. You may find though that if you've got a lot of sensation in the back, a lot going on in the hips, and then up in the chest it's just too much sensation, it's like an overwhelm. So you might just want to pick one. You might want to just do the arms and have the legs just bent, just maybe knees resting together. So the chest gets that stretch today. Or maybe you want to just take your arms down to the sides and just give the hips that stretch today. So
Again, it's listening to what your body and you need today. And what I love, and I say this a lot about yin, is that it's forcing us, these yin postures are forcing us to listen, and they're forcing us to really nurture our bodies and give our bodies what they need. And we find the more we listen and the more we give, the more our bodies give back in our practice. If the bolster feels too strong, or you just don't have one, cushions still work beautifully here. So I might cross these over. Depending on the shape and size of your cushions, I'll let you decide upon how you do this, but cushions are lovely too. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Just be here and breathe. Find little ways to let go. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. And each time that you breathe out, there's this invitation for the body to let go, or the mind to let go. Breathing out, letting go, letting the mental effort soften and relax and fall away. So there's less to do in the mind, less effort that needs to be put in. Mind is just allowed to come, and it's allowed to fall away as we breathe as well. Breathing out, letting go. And allow for stillness. Everyday life is about movement and change. As we move through our day, our bodies are moving. Everything around us is moving. Everything is fluctuating and changing. This practice is about doing the opposite. This is about allowing for a complete lack of effort and a lack of doing. It's about allowing stillness, just total stillness. There's no need for anything to be done right now. Stillness is okay. In fact, stillness is needed. Stillness is therapeutic to the body, to the nervous system, and it allows us to check in. It allows us to be here, to listen, to arrive. So really sink into that stillness. Let it happen. Let that belly rise and fall as you breathe. And allow every inch of your body to let go. Relax any need to be moving on to the next thing, or rushing, or doing. When we're busy a lot, we do find when we relax into stillness that there's that kind of knee-jerk reaction to just keep needing to do, needing to move on, needing to get things done, and that's fine. But just let that come up, let it be there, and just relax, just remind yourself in those moments. Know where you need to be right now. This is a time to savor a lack of doing, to savor stillness, to savor rest. If your knees are out to the side and that's becoming too much at any point, please feel free to take the knees back in. And remember, if this gets too much for your back, you just ease your way out when you're ready. You don't wait for me to tell you. It's all part of nurturing. It's all part of building a relationship with the body where the body begins to trust you, because you listen when it's telling you something's not right. Something's gone a little bit too far. We'll take a few more breaths here. Okay guys, so if your knees were out to the side still, you draw the knees back into center. I want you to just, whether you're on cushions or a bolster, press your feet into the floor and just gently lift your bottom off of the floor. Maybe just an inch to begin with. And then slowly, you might feel able to lift a little higher. Nothing too dramatic, just to the point that feels just right for you. You might lift quite high. You might take these front hip bones up high towards the ceiling. And then just slowly rolling one vertebrae at a time back down onto the floor. So to come out, you can either use stomach muscles and hands to press straight up, or you can fall off to the side and press your palm into the floor. Please move slowly, very slowly out of that. Your spine, your back may feel a little bit fragile. That's normal. It's nothing bad. It just means we need to move slowly. So just coming into a seated position with the knees just bent in front of you. I just want you to fall over your legs. Let your head rest into the knees. And just breathe here. Just let that spine have that counteractive movement in the opposite direction. Be soft, be still, be effortless. Just be here. As you breathe down into your belly, let your belly expand. But let the lower back expand as well. Breathing in, letting the belly and the lower back expand out. So you're really bringing your breath down into that lower back, down into that region. The breath can really massage the tissues and help things along. Breathing down into that lower back. Okay, so walking your body back up, and we're going to come into a twist which will really complement that last posture really nicely. So laying down onto your back, allowing your arms to come out to the sides. So kind of at 90 degrees, letting your head relax back into the floor. We're going to come down to the right hand side first. So allow your knees to come towards the chest and just let the knees come down to the right hand side. Control this so that if this is too much for your back, you stop before you go too far. You can let your legs come all the way down, but you stop before that point if it feels too strong. And what you can do is use cushions, bolster block, whatever fits just right, and just get something under your knees. If you don't want to come as far, you give that support. So another thing you can do here is just place a block in between the knees or a cushion in between the knees as well, because sometimes it's just this kind of top hip, lower back area that needs the support. So you can have a little play around with that if you need. And you're going to let your head look in the opposite direction now. So you're going to just maybe lean into your elbows and just help that left shoulder down, looking your head over the left. Okay, so you want to be able to relax through the spine. If you need to give support to your left shoulder, maybe a folded blanket or the edge of a cushion. Your shoulders are allowed to relax back into the earth. Thighs and hips are allowed to let go. And that really allows that relaxation through the spine to deepen. If any of you don't like twisting your head, maybe that makes your neck ache, especially if there's something like whiplash going on there, then just taking your head back round to center, or even using cushions or blankets to support in and around the head in some way that, just feels right to you is fine. So breathing out, letting go. If this is way too mild and you're just not feeling anything here, you can deepen with twisted roots. So you can take your top leg up over the top and tuck it under the bottom leg. So I'll show you that one more time. So it's the top leg comes up over the top and tucks under the bottom leg. Some people really like that, but then have to give a little bit of support or cushioning under the knees. But if you find everything just gets really harsh, the left shoulder's right up in the air, that's tugging, causing pain in that left shoulder maybe, then maybe this is just too far. Maybe this isn't quite the posture for you yet. So remember to find that nurturing, sweet spot in the posture if you can. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Softening the mind, the mental effort, the mental activity. Breathing out, letting go. Each time you breathe out, you're just giving the weight of your body over to the floor, giving over to the posture, giving over to gravity, just becoming more and more surrendered. There's nothing that needs to be thought about. There's nothing that needs to be analysed, figured out, solved, improved or fixed. I'll leave you with a little bit more space between the thoughts, and that space, those kind of empty spaces between the thoughts, they're okay too, let them be there. Just as we allowed stillness in the body, we allow space and stillness between the thoughts. So we'll take a few more breaths. Use your stomach muscles, maybe even press into the palms as you draw those knees slowly back to center. And just hug those knees up in towards the chest and gently rock the knees from side to side. Just massaging lower back into the floor, easing tension from the hips and the lower back. And just again, close those eyes. Be in the body. Enjoy the simple movement and the easing of any stiffness. Enjoyment of breathing and staying soft and moving. Simple things. Arms out to the side, knees coming towards the chest, allowing the knees to lower down to the left-hand side. Same again, you can support under or in between the knees with cushions or blocks or even a bolster. You can tilt your head to look over the opposite direction, drawing the opposite shoulder down. You might be a bit different on this side or very different on this side, so you can use different props in a different variation. If you did use twisted roots on one side, try to use it on the other. So it's the top leg going up and then under. So if you did use that on one side, use it on the other, unless it causes any pain or discomfort. Closing the eyes once more. It's quite nice sometimes as well just to lean into your elbows and just reach your crown away. Kind of lifting up the middle chest and reaching the crown away like you're elongating your spine before you relax into your twist. It's okay to have a hand up onto the knees here, but just don't grip, don't be tense. We're surrendered, we're soft. Breathing in and out through the nose, sinking a little deeper now. Connect with the feeling of your body. Allow your attention to rest or settle here with the body. And as you meet with your body, breathe with it and invite it to let go even deeper. Mind is letting go even more deeply, surrendering, letting go of its effort and its doing. And the body is letting go. Remember to breathe into those tight spaces in the body, little pockets and areas that feel stiff and tight. Send your breath there. So as you breathe in, let the belly rise, let the front of the body expand, but let the back of the body expand. And let the sides of the ribs expand. A nice slow, even breath, there's no rush. As we draw the breath in and send the breath down into those tighter areas. Letting the breath massage the tightness and the gripping.
And breathing out, letting go. So drawing your knees nice and slowly back in towards the center, and the same again. We move slowly because we'll feel stiff and fragile. We'll take the knees in and we'll just rock those knees from side to side, massaging lower back into the floor. Don't, even now as we come towards the end of our practice, don't let your mind wander forward to what comes after this. Just stay here, be here for a little bit longer. Feeling into your body and your breath, enjoying something simple like stillness or movement or breath or relaxation. We're going to take a closing shavasana now. So a cushion under the backs of the legs or a bolster under the backs of the legs, a cushion to support the head and neck. Have a blanket over your body if you feel chilly. It's really, really important that you stay warm. Take your arms down to the sides, let your shoulders draw away from your ears. Eye pillow, if you've got one, over the eyes. Closing the eyes. I'm going to talk you through a body scan to allow your relaxation to step down a little bit deeper. We'll go down another level. And this time really, allows your body to kind of recalibrate and absorb your practice before you go out into life again. So closing the eyes, taking your awareness down to your toes. Really feel your toes. Go back to that feeling, noticing the feeling of your body. Allow your toes to relax and let go. Starting with the big toe, through the little toes. Moving up into the pads of the feet. Scanning up along the tops of the feet. Along the arches of the feet. Allowing the muscles through the foot to release and relax. Moving up around the heels, up into the ankles. Allowing those little muscles in and around the ankles to let go. Body may already feel very relaxed, so as you invite the relaxation to step a little deeper, you may barely notice anything happen. We're not forcing here, we're just inviting. Moving up from the ankles, allow the calves and the shins to let go. Allow the knees around the fronts and the backs of the knees to let go. And then the fronts and the backs of the thighs. The muscles in and around the hips. And as you move up
from the hips, allowing the muscles around the waistline, and then up into the stomach, allowing the stomach muscles to relax. As you relax your stomach muscles more and more, even allow the organs in your stomach to let go. Moving up from the stomach, finding your way up to the chest, softening the chest, the upper chest and the lower chest. And we're going to help things relax here with a deep breath. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, letting the chest expand. Holding the breath at the top for a moment. And then out through the mouth. All the way down to the end. One more of those, deep breath in. Holding at the top. And out through the mouth. Breathing normally again through the nose when you're ready. Letting the chest relax once more. And allowing the lungs to relax. As you let go of the lungs. And even let go of the heart, and allow the heart to soften. Notice how the breath just keeps coming and going. There's zero effort that goes into breathing, it's just happening without your effort. Shoulders are allowed to sink back, and the upper arms are allowed to let go. Elbows and lower arms let go. The wrists, the palms, the thumbs, the fingers. We've given the arms, the legs, the body over to the floor. And we give them over to the floor a little bit more each time we breathe. Moving up to the neck. The muscles in the neck are allowed to relax around the front and around the back. And as you feel the neck muscles releasing, you feel the muscles in the throat letting go and the jaw letting go. You feel the tongue letting go. Lips are soft. Cheeks are soft. And finally, the muscles around the eyes and across the forehead. All the way down through the back of the head, the back of the skull. Each time you breathe out, you feel your body letting go a little bit more, giving its weight over to the floor, sinking a little deeper into the support of the floor. Being held. And I'm going to be silent for a little while, give you a little bit of space to breathe and let go, and I will tell you when it's time to move. Okay, guys, so just taking a slightly deeper breath in, or a big deep breath in if that feels good, and just let those fingers wriggle, let those toes wriggle, gently, slowly inviting movement back. And just know that what you've done here, the relaxation, the calming of the nervous system, it's all going to stay, it's all going to linger for a while now. Maybe you take your hands together and you take your arms up above for a big stretch out. Oh, how good that feels. Noticing how different your body feels near the end here. Taking your feet in, letting your knees come to the side. Just relaxing your head into a cushion or an arm. Just take a good few breaths here. Don't race forward, stay here in the moment. Nowhere else you need to be. Press your palm into the floor. Slowly ease your way up to seated. And taking a comfortable seated position with a long spine. But allowing all of that softness in the shoulders and the face, the belly, the hips. Allow it to linger. And taking those hands down into prayer position in front of the chest, lowering your nose towards your fingertips. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.